Nearly 2 years into the pandemic, New Yorkers across the state can finally take off their masks in most indoor settings. Governor Kathy Hochul says the decision was based on declining COVID cases. Face coverings are no longer needed in retail stores, malls, and restaurants. They're still required in healthcare facilities and schools. New York is among several states lifting restrictions. For more on this, I want to bring in New York State Senator John Liu. He is also chairman of the New York City Education Committee. Senator, thank you for joining us. Let's start with this. Is this the right decision for New York right now?
The governor's made the decision to lift the mask mandate for businesses. I think it's the right thing because the health commissioner and our health department have been very conscientious about their analysis of the latest information, positivity rates, hospitalization numbers. All of those indicators are on a downward trend. And so I'm happy to see the governor make this decision. New Yorkers and all Americans, we've been waiting to get things back to normal as quickly as possible. And this is one short step that we are indeed getting to that point.
But they're not back to normal in schools yet. Mask mandates will be reassessed in March. As chairman of the New York City Education Committee, what do you need to see to support an end to masks in classrooms?
Well, that is the key question, which I had brought up in the Senate hearing earlier this week. Not only do we want life to get back to normal in restaurants and in businesses, but our school kids have been masked for 2 years now. It's taking a toll on our school kids. We want life to get back to normal for our students as well. So everybody wants to see the masks come off as soon as possible, or at least the mask mandate to be lifted. But it's important that that decision not be made capriciously. It's got to be based on the science. It's got to be based on what the doctors say. Now, currently, the CDC is still recommending masking in public schools. But we have seen some neighboring states, New Jersey, Connecticut, states like Delaware, and far away as California, starting to lift the mask mandates in schools, or at least having a schedule for lifting the mask mandates. Governor Hochul here in New York has said that we're going to take a look at what happens after the upcoming winter break in schools, where there could be some traveling going on. And in March, see where we are with the key indicators. Again, positivity rates, hospitalization numbers, and conversely, vaccination rates, hospital capacity, all of those things that we want to be on an increase. And combining all those factors, allowing the health department to critically analyze the data so that they can recommend to our governor what is the best course of action. We all want things to get back to normal as quickly as possible, but we need to do it in a safe manner.
How involved are teachers' unions right now in that decision-making process?
Everybody is involved in pushing for the best education and the best livelihood for our school kids, including teachers, including parents, including school principals, administrators, including elected officials such as myself. But for the most part, we defer to the medical professionals who we count on to give us a green light. And I hope that that day will come as soon as possible, certainly sooner rather than later.
Senator, the new mayor, Eric Adams, is dealing with all this as well. How do you think Eric Adams is doing so far?
Eric has been in mayor now for just a little over a month. I think he's hit the ground running. He's been well prepared for it. Honestly, from my perspective, it's been a welcome change from the previous many years. But he's got a huge, big plate to consume. There's a lot on display. Public safety remains a big issue here in New York. The ongoing COVID pandemic, we're still trying to get people to get vaccinated. Looking to his administration is also looking to end the mask mandate in schools. So there are a whole host of issues. There's an issue with the city employees and their vaccination requirements. So Mayor Adams has a lot to do, and I'm in constant communications with him. So we're trying to do the best thing for all the people of New York.
Not sure if the reference to what's on his plate was in reference to the controversy that happened this week about what the mayor is eating, but anyway. Yeah,
Look, the Mayor Adams eats healthy. No matter what, he eats pretty healthy.
This is true. Finally, Senator, municipal workers in the city face a Friday deadline to be vaccinated or lose their jobs. At this point, do you think that's a fair ultimatum?
Well, it's not really an ultimatum. I wouldn't characterize it that way. That has been the decision that's been made many months ago. These employees have long known that this was going to be the date. In fact, I think the date was actually extended for some employees. But we're at this point in time where these public employees face the public in general. They are required to be vaccinated. The union leaders know all about it. And so I hope that nobody loses their job. But they have to get vaccinated for not only for their good and their family's good, but for the public that they serve. We're all vaccinated. I'm boosted, and I encourage all my fellow New Yorkers and fellow Americans to do so.
Okay, Senator, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Happy Year of the Tiger, by the way.
All right, you too.